see the applications of Gauss theorem. Now there are total 3 applications of the Gauss theorem. Out of that, in this lecture we are going to study electric intensity at a point outside a charged sphere. So to determine that electric intensity, we are going to use the Gauss theorem. Now what is that? Here we have considered a charged sphere. So let's consider this is the sphere of radius capital R, and over that surface area a capital Q charge is deposited uniformly. So here is a deposition of capital Q charge. Now we want to determine electric intensity at point P, which is outside a charged sphere. This point P is at a distance of small r from the center of the charged sphere. Now whenever we are going to use a Gauss theorem, there are certain steps to determine electric intensity. In that, the first step is the point where you want to determine electric intensity. That point should get enclosed under a Gaussian closed surface. So that to enclose this P point, I can draw another sphere of radius small r, so that your point P will lie on the spherical surface area of this Gaussian surface. So this blue color sphere I have drawn, this is the Gaussian surface, and this yellow colored sphere is nothing but the charged sphere. So I have drawn this Gaussian surface at point P, that is step number 1. Step number 2, we have to select a surface area where that point P will lie. So we have selected this surface area as a ds. Now we can draw a direction of electric intensity for electric lines of force which are passing through this surface area. So now your lines of force will start from positive charge which is deposited on the inner sphere, and these lines of forces are perpendicular to the surface area ds. Means now your direction of electric intensity is perpendicular to surface area ds. And now therefore I can say that I can use the phi formula, that is small phi passing through the surface area ds, that I will write down as a EDS. Why? Because intensity and ds, they are perpendicular to each other. Means the perpendicular component, this parallel component of ds and intensity, perpendicular component of this ds and electric intensity, they are parallel to each other. Now perpendicular component of ds means along the same direction of electric intensity. So both the factors, that is perpendicular component of ds and intensity, they are parallel to each other. So angle between them is 0. Therefore, if I write this dot product, in that dot product your cos theta value reduces to 0. Cos 0 is 1. Therefore, I can write down d phi is equal to nothing but E into ds. And therefore, now I can consider a Gauss theorem. What Gauss theorem says that? Gauss theorem says that phi is equal to nothing but Q upon epsilon naught. Now what we have? D phi. From d phi, if I want to find out this phi, I have to integrate this expression. So now what I do? Phi is equal to integration of d phi, which is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Now integration of d phi, I have to put the value of d phi. So value of d phi is what here? Integration of EDS is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Now this integration is over a closed surface. Over a closed surface means over this closed surface area. You have to take the integration. Therefore, I have written this closed surface integral of EDS is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Now, in this integration, E factor is constant. So I can take E factor out of the integration, and if I do that, so I can write down here intensity E closed integral of ds is equal to nothing but Q upon epsilon naught. Now I have to put this value of closed integral of ds. Now what do you mean by closed integral of ds? Means close integral of ds means total surface area of Gaussian sphere through which lines of forces are passing. Therefore, this close integral of ds is nothing but the surface area of the Gaussian sphere having radius small r. So, close integral of ds is 4 pi r square. And if I put that value in the equation, so I will get it here as intensity close integral of ds is 4 pi r square is equal to nothing but q upon epsilon naught. And therefore your intensity E can be written as a q upon 4 pi r square epsilon naught. So this is nothing but the electric intensity at a point outside a charged sphere. So this is the first formula. Now this formula will get modified from the definition of surface charge density. Surface charge density is denoted by letter sigma, which is equal to charge deposited. Charge deposited is here, I have said, suppose I have said that this charge deposited is nothing but small q over the surface area, inner surface area of the sphere, which is equal to nothing but 4 pi capital R square. This is nothing but the value of your sigma. So from this expression, I can put the value of q. Value of q can be written as 4 pi r square, factor will come here, and that will be nothing but your value of q. So now that value of q, if I substitute it, means I'll put value of q is equal to nothing but sigma 4 pi capital R square. If this value of q I'll substitute in intensity formula, so your intensity formula E can be written as sigma 4 pi capital R square divided by 4 pi small r square into epsilon naught. In that this 4 pi factor will get cancelled, and if this factor will get cancelled, I will get the second formula for intensity. Intensity E is equal to sigma capital R square upon epsilon naught small r square. Or in short, I can say that your sigma is a surface charge density, epsilon 0 is a constant, means I can say that intensity is directly proportional to capital R square and inversely proportional to small r square. So this is nothing but 3 important formula for your electric intensity at a point outside the charge sphere. Thank you.